Então vamos lá. Tô com umas expectativas de que vai ser uma missão interessante de fazer e espero que seja mesmo. Aproveita para deixar o like, se inscreve no canal e simbora pra história. Ah, tinha um resumo pra ver, né? Puta que pariu. Esqueci.
Moving on to our special segment, the Phantom Moon Brief.
Ei, Massinho. 7 de Macete.
You're back.
Oi.
The incident that happened at Full Wish TV is causing a huge stir. Come watch the news.
Hello, everyone.
Ah, esse jornal.
Welcome to our brand new segment, the Phantom Moon Brief. I'm your host, Poofy.
Hi, everyone. This is your old friend, Snowy.
Nossa, a voz dessa Froze, meu Deus.
Well then, as the
Voz
Phantom Moon
horrorosa.
games reach a boiling point, and for reasons that need no explanation, we are now joining Duo Mention TV to bring you live coverage of the latest and most critical news updates.
Yes, we are. And after the director of Full Wish TV and sponsor of the Research Society of Happy Smiles, Full Wish announced that she was joining the Phantom Moon Games. That terrifying tragedy of 15 years ago once again swept through the psionic game.
Tô querendo o cone, eu tô querendo pegar a... Eu quero ver, né, se eu consigo pegar uma E2, quem sabe no máximo uma E3 do... Eita pô. Quem sabe uma E3 do novo Final, quer dizer, do Final. Aí chega na versão, a próxima versão, né, vamos ter Rin e o Gilgamesh do Fate. Aí eu tô um pouco lascado, espero ter sorte de pegar... constelações do Final. Eu tô com ele e um atualmente.
Appeared suddenly and launched an attack.
Cara, esse barulho estranho tá vindo da missão? Que porra é essa? Ah, é do jogo.
This Imagenesis plague centered on Seafeld City spread rapidly. Even Fullwish herself turned into a monster atop the Seafeld TV tower.
As of the latest reports, nearly 200,000 human and Imaginary inhabitants across Planarcadia have been affected by the plague. Countless individuals are injured or missing, and total losses are estimated to have reached 8.6 billion credits. And in a chilling echo of the bloodstained games 15 years ago, footage left behind by Foolish points to the disaster as the work of supplicants from beyond the sky.
She identified the culprits as the famed cosmic hero, the trailblazer of the Astral Express, and the wanted criminal, Stellaron Hunter Blade, claiming they were responsible for the tragedy.
But a spokesperson for the Department of Aberration Defense said the disaster was planned and executed by Foolish herself through her organization, the Research Society of Happy Smiles. They added that the investigation will continue and the organization will be shut down.
Oh, how familiar that sounds. 15 years ago, they made the same excuses. What is the real story behind this? The Phantom Moon Brief will continue to keep you updated.
Over 500 years ago, a prophet made a prediction. In year 1999, a terrifying devil will descend from the sky. Will this prophecy come true? Can Planarcadia safely make it through this crucial year? We will have to wait and see. Shame on them. How can they just say things like that on TV when it's not even confirmed? And the internet is flooded with fake news about you too.
É, eu vou pegar mais pro gosto pessoal também a Arin Tosaka.
Also,
Gosto bastante dessa personagem no Fate.
Weren't they from Full Wish TV? They were spreading nasty stories about you on the news before. And now look, they've immediately jumped ship after what happened to Full Wish.
É, por exemplo, todos esses personagens que estão tendo segunda forma agora, no começo eu fiquei, pô, os caras vão reciclar boneco pra fazer novo gameplay e vender, saca? Mas por enquanto eu tô gostando da maioria. Vamos ver se a Himeko vai seguir esse padrão de qualidade legal também. Que zoado.
I'm happy you made it back safely. But somehow, you just don't seem quite the same.
Março, você não sabe da novidade, Março. Eu virei um comédia.
Oh no. You're trying to grow up and leave me behind. Don't tell me you're becoming the next Don Hung. No. Is this what it takes to become a hero?
Eu tenho o poder da resenha comigo, Março. Vambora. Virar o Dan Han tão ruim assim.
If you're all grown up and serious, we just can't click like we used to anymore. Oh, right. Tell me about what happened at the TV tower. I've heard Don Hung and Sunday's side of the story, but I haven't heard yours yet.
Ah, você vai deixar pra pegar Rin numa versão mais fraca? Faz sentido. Tipo, se esses dois forem durar igual tá durando o Saber e o Asher agora, eu acho que pode ser que eu faça isso também. Você conta tudo sobre a batalha na torre da cidade do Yoda pra 7 de março.
So, Full Wish had people undergo the happiness surgery to implant Shuhu's flesh into their bodies, and that ended up causing this disaster?
Porque pelo que deu a entender do trailer dessa versão, parece que o Blade vai chegar no final da jornada dele.
And you guys stopped the mutation from spreading, but all you managed to do was to temporarily seal Shuhu's flesh inside Blade? And then you mentioned that Nessia, the one we met at Star Rail Fest, is actually the Phantasm Moon Game's arbitrator? No wonder she could draw a mask for you. And she also asked you to go deep into the world in Canvas to warn... who was it again?
O nome é Grafia.
Who is that?
Yes, Grafia. Himeko's ancestor. She's an artist from 1,000 years ago.
Himeko's ancestor? She's still alive?
Isso nem é a parte mais
That's not
importante.
even the most important part. Nessia asked you to warn Grafia that the Lord Ravager, Asat Pramad, is back?
Asat Pramad.
Oh,
Esse nome é
why
meio
does the
complicado de falar.
Express have such bad luck? By this point, whenever we go on vacation, I'm always ready to deal with random problems. But running into another Lord Ravager while on vacation? This is way over the line.
Acho bem provável que ele perca a sua imortalidade. É.
A Lord Ravager.
Vai ser interessante ver o que vai acontecer com ele agora.
Shuhu's flesh and Blade's body, and the unfinished Phantasm Moon games. Suddenly, there are so many things to deal with. It feels like we're juggling a bunch of eggs all at once. One slip, and it's all gonna go splat. Are you okay?
Eu tô meio que um caco, me dá um segundo pra eu pensar.
I shouldn't have asked so many questions. Didn't mean to stress you out or make you worried. I'm gonna go take a minute and collect myself.
Eu te entendo, Massa. A gente veio aqui dar uma relaxada, fazer uns rolê talvez, e do nada, pô, mais um BO.
So many things to deal with right now.
Eu quero que o cabeça de dado apareça logo. Quero muito ver o modelo desse maluco.
I've had a long day. I should just get some rest.
Um sofá com uma superfície de veludo macio como um berço. No momento que você se senta, praticamente derrete nele. Todo mundo fala que esse sofá é bom, né, velho? Será que é tão bom assim? A estética da transmissão de notícias, o questionário da Maço, a presença do mais um seu devastador, a carne do... se contorcendo no corpo do Blade, o futuro dos jogos. Todos esses problemas se enrolaram em uma única bagunça caótica. O que você pode fazer? Você é apenas um pobre guaxinim. Você quer desvendar o mistério, mas agora está todo amarrado em seus fios. Você luta inutilmente por um momento, depois desiste, deixando a fadiga cobrir seus olhos com escuridão. Descansar que o cara não é de ferro, né?
Melhor do mundo, obrigado, meu Deus.
He's tired. Let him sleep.
Você nunca soube que podia dormir tanto assim.
You're obviously tired. I never thought this vacation would become the prelude to yet another major war.
Oi, Himeko. Eu não tô muito surpreso, pra
From
falar a
our
verdade.
very first steps, trouble has always followed the nameless. But this,
Isso é forçar a
way too
amizade.
much.
Look at you now. It takes me back to when I first got the Express running again. Aside from Pom Pom, I was the only crew member on board, constantly stretched thin and feeling out of my depth. All I could do was note every problem in the navigation log, one by one. A world's coordinates that needed an update, a glitch in the Express's warp system. The notes were as dense as the coordinates on the astral charts, leaving me completely overwhelmed. Back then, I never imagined the Astral Express would one day have to face a Lord Ravager. But strangely, now that the time has come again, I'm not panicking at all. Come to think of it, it's because of you. Because of all of you. Along the way, we have defeated 2 Lord Ravagers. The Nameless who guided me before I set out once told me, keep moving forward, and the obstacles that once felt impossible to conquer will soon be behind you. And along the way, you'll find companions who are just like you. I've seen you grow through the Phantom Moon games, becoming someone others can trust and lean on. And I heard the declaration you made atop the tower.
Ai, Himeko, obrigado. Eu tô me esforçando
I'm
tanto.
truly proud of you. That's why I want to share a story from the past with you. A
Respeitável dentro do
promise from
Expresso.
15 years ago.
É sobre como a Himeko conseguiu o Expresso funcionar de novo?
I promised someone that when the moon over my hometown was full again, I would go back to see her, to let her know I had made the most of this borrowed life, and found companions I could
Aproveitar
trust
ao máximo
with
essa vida
all my heart.
emprestada?
I want to share this story with you all. The story of how my journey began.
Ah, finalmente.
It's a long story, filled with many memories of my past. I'd also like to invite you all to the place where I repaired the Express and tell you everything bit by bit.
All right. It's a deal. When I return from the world in canvas, you can make us... let Shush make us some coffee, huh?
Okay.
Then we'll settle in and listen to your story.
Speaking of the world in canvas, March told me about what Evanesia said to you. Evanesia's request was not made lightly, and she was worried for a reason. Silverwolf saw that Lord Ravager in action too. According to the records from the databank and the IPC's investigation, Asat Pramad's campaigns often span centuries, and the planets he targets all end up destroyed in freak accidents, leaving their surfaces covered in
Rosto
only
sorridente.
smiling faces. 1,000 years ago, my ancestor Graphia created the world in canvas. If that was to resist Asat Pramad's invasion of Ahatopia, then could this disaster unleashed through the Phantom Moon games be the prelude to his next invasion?
Eu fiquei em choque de saber que ela tá viva, né?
That's the first of many mysteries. Based on our family history, we are clearly not descendants of any long-lived species. Quite the opposite. The weathering curse has shortened my family's lifespan for generations. What could my ancestor have gone through to still exist today? That too leaves me deeply curious.
Você pode me contar um pouco mais sobre ela?
There are far too many legends about her. It's hard to tell what's true and what's not. Only 2 things are beyond doubt. First, during the Cinderth Age, she created countless Imaginae and sent them into battle against the demon legions from beyond. Second, near the end of one of the Phantom Moon games, she created the world in canvas to shelter inside it what was left of civilization and life. Which means she is not only familiar with Asat Pramad, but has also witnessed the manifestation of the Eon of Elation.
É esse mundo de telas.
Nobody knows just how big the plane Graphia created actually is. Over 140 years ago, the IPC tried to salvage the world in canvas, but they were only able to reconstruct part of it in the real world. That portion became what we know as Planarcadia. Legend has it that Graphia used a vast ocean as her canvas and channeled the power of elation to step into the painting, which means she has not only seen Asat Pramad, but has also seen the Eon of Elation descend in all their glory.
Caramba. Por onde eu começo?
Good question. As for who in Planarcadia knows Graphia and the world in canvas best, it's probably Pearl. She was sent here by the IPC. She should have some clues to guide us in the right direction. By the way, General Yao Guang is here. She says she wants to talk to you in private.
Ah, ok. É coisa boa ou é coisa ruim?
I'm not sure if she comes with good news or bad news.
Refrigerante.
She brought a little gift from the Xianzhou, though.
Me trouxe refri.
Mung bean soda. Go talk to General Yao Guang, then. Don't keep her waiting. After that, come to the party car and fill us in on your next move.
Fala, moça.
Nice to meet you, Ishvara.
É o quê?
I always thought that the arbitrator, Evanesia, would step in and punish Foolish for the disaster she caused. But, to my surprise, it was you who defeated Foolish. In my capacity as an Arbiter General, I extend my deepest gratitude to you for halting the plague and sparing countless lives from suffering.
Tá me deixando com vergonha.
What I am about to tell you is something Evanesia risked breaking the rules to share with me. Please keep it a secret. Not a word of this leaves the Express.
Tá.
Sealed within Ahatopia's core is Ouroboros, the veracity.
Beleza. Que isso aí foi uma informação dada no final da missão passada, eu acho. A voracidade, o que é isso?
You mean the Leviathan that could swallow whole planets? That Ouroboros, the veracity?
Looks like you know a thing or two about Ouroboros.
Mais ou menos.
I've seen that terrifying thing in Herta's simulated universe.
Rumor has it, they were last seen during the era of the Swarm disaster. They were hardly there to aid the Swarm, but rather to attend a cosmic-level feast, in which the Swarm served merely as appetizers, and the planets they passed were devoured as the main course. No one expected them to be here of all places, sealed away on this very planet, after vanishing for years.
Ele tá morto ou tá vivo?
The true situation remains unknown. But with this information, we can understand why Asat Pramad set his sights on this world. Aren't you a little afraid, facing a huge disaster like this?
Já vi coisa pior, mas calma aí também, né?
Ishvara. No wonder you survived the calamity of Iron Tomb. Fortune follows when fate hits its lowest ebb. Every crisis comes with an opportunity. Now that we know a force capable of devouring stars is deep in slumber at this planet's core, perhaps we could make it devour the problem inside Blade's body.
Olha, não é uma má ideia, mas
taking.
será que isso vai funcionar?
Blade has agreed to my proposal and will venture into the world in canvas to seek out the veracity. From what I've heard, you are going there as well. I cast a divination, and the hexagram shifted between the marsh and fire trigrams, yielding the judgment. Heaven and earth are separate and apart, but the work which they do is the same. In other words, though your paths may differ, they are destined to intersect.
Isso vai ser o funeral do Blade?
A funeral, or an adventure. Will it be a battle with only a 1 in 10 chance of survival to tear away Shuhu's flesh from his body, and eliminate the Xianzhou's arch-enemy? Or will it be a journey in which he settles all grudges and never looks back? It all depends on how he perceives it. Blade agreed to my proposal, even though that little Stellaron Hunter girl wouldn't stop objecting.
Você tá apostando bastante em mim, né?
Betting? No, I don't see it that way. We are not chips laid on a gaming table, nor dice tossed at someone's whim. We trust in people, in ourselves, and in those beside us, knowing they can change the course of even the most desperate battle. That belief is what gave you the strength to overcome Foolish. It is also the only reason I stay for this world. My purpose has never changed. I am going to draw the elation into my divination, and overturn a fate marked for great woe. I have a plan for how to handle Asat Pramad if he strikes unexpectedly, but I still need more hands to make it work.
Acho que estamos chegando no fim desses
What
jogos, né?
miracle could cap off these games better than a finale that humbles a Lord Ravager? it will be a tribute to the elation. The shadow of the Lord Ravager looms, and from here on, everyone must carry their part of the burden. I will take my leave first.
Before I set out, I still want to say a few words to everyone.
Bom, a gente já tá praticamente na metade do ano, né? Então a história disso aqui tem que terminar teoricamente na próxima versão com a nova Himeko, né? Eu acho que seria um bom final pra Planarcadia. Já que a gente ainda tem que... Quer dizer, eles falaram que depois disso a gente vai pra um resort da CPI e meio que acabou esse ano da euforia, né?
Oh, there you are. We were waiting for you.
Oi, gente. O que vocês estão fazendo?
We're here to celebrate the Astral Express making it through another trial, of course. Pom-Pom's heard all about your latest adventure.
It's a modest celebration, but a meaningful one. You stopped Full Wish's scheme, and that is no small achievement. Regardless of what the people of Planarcadia or the media may say, we raise a glass to you.
Exactly. You knocked out the mastermind behind all those creepy whatever their name is. I didn't get to see it myself, but Don Hung described it for me. You killed it!
Your victory gave Blade a chance to free himself from Shuhu's flesh. Thank you.
With a Lord Ravager looming on the horizon, everyone will soon be heading off on their own missions. Before that, it felt right to have a small gathering like this.
Now, let's make a toast. Here's to everyone who fights to protect this Arcadia. And here's to all of us. The Lord Ravager can throw whatever he wants at us. But I know the Astral Express will keep streaking across the stars.
Vamos dar uma surra em mais um Senhor Devastador, né?
Thank you. All of you. Having you by my side is what gives me the courage to face the future. I'll carry this strength with me through the rest of this journey.
Cheers!
E saúde. Converse um pouco mais com seus companheiros. Ei, Sanjinho.
Did you need something?
Por que você tá sozinho?
I need a break. I felt worn out ever since coming back from Seafeld TV Tower. Right now, it feels like I'm back in Oak Manor's banquet hall. At those parties, no matter how tired I was, I'd have to clutch my glass and smile, keeping myself calm. Mr. Yang insisted I should get a full day of sleep, but I didn't want to miss the chance to toast with you all.
Valeu.
I should thank you for letting me embark on this journey.
Zé Himeko, tá mexendo no celular aí? Tá concentrada, aparentemente trocando mensagem com alguém. Welch?
I heard from Sunday about how the televised debate went. We won this battle because of you.
Tá tudo bem por aqui?
When the televised debate began, a crowd outside the station gathered to protest the Astral Express and nearly broke through the barricades. But the moment the Joy Ascendants appeared, they scattered without a second thought.
Vieram aqui só encher o saco.
I guess people know deep down which is more dangerous. A made-up villain or an actual threat. But I am more concerned about you.
Eu?
I've seen the footage of your fight with Full Wish. When you returned to the top of the tower, an enormous surge of power seemed to erupt from you. It reminded me a lot of when I saved you at Herta Space Station. Did you tap into the power of the Stellaron?
Talvez.
The Stellaron can be awakened by a wish, but its immense power always has a way of warping reality. As the wave of wish power surged toward you, it brought hope and blessings, but also dark intentions and malice. What might it do to the Stellaron? We have no idea. Be careful with this power you have, no matter how tempting it may seem.
Pode deixar, Welch, eu vou manter o negócio sob controle. Mas assim, ele falou a verdade, né? Podia dar
March and I were talking about you.
Podia dar muita merda isso que eu fiz na versão passada, mas deu certo. Procurando preocupados comigo?
A little. But March is obviously worrying too much.
A cara dela.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I have a reasonable amount of concern for my companions.
This trip to Planarcadia is the first time we weren't necessarily working together toward a common goal. You dove into the Phantom Moon games. I crossed paths with that relentless old friend and foe again. As for March, well, she spent her time wandering and eating.
Foi a única que realmente tá aproveitando as
Perfect little
férias.
vacation.
Wait, hold up. How come all I get is wandering and eating? I grab plenty of comics as well. I call it cultural exploration. With a little extra time for me to recharge, of course. Right?
Concordo.
Now that we're having this little break, it hit me that I might have neglected you and March.
Você tá pensando demais.
Yeah, we are actually more concerned about your condition, Dan Heng.
Blade has accepted General Yao Guang's proposal. Perhaps he has finally moved on from past grudges and that abundance curse, and is now ready to do something for himself. It's going to be a path fraught with danger. So I had hoped to accompany him for a bit longer, but he refused. From now on, I will turn my attention to this world.
O que você vai fazer agora?
Mr. Yang and I have been asked by General Yao Guang to help with setting up some defensive formations.
I've got work to do too. Mr. Ashvale wanted someone to accompany him to the tavern to investigate clues about Asat Pramad. Yours truly figured she'd been resting long enough, and it was time to stretch her legs. So I volunteered.
Cara, esse vocabulário da Márcia é muito bom, mano. Os caras traduzem as falas dela de um jeito que não dá, velho. Não acredito que a gente vai se separar de novo.
No problem. When you come back, you have to share everything you saw in the world in Canvas.
Cara, tô bem curioso do que diabos eu vou enxergar naquele... Eu vou ver... Ah, eu vou falar com o Pompom também. Desculpa, Pompom.
Oh, it's you! Pom-Pom heard you've got a solo mission coming up. Be safe, will you?
Você lembra de alguma coisa de antes do Expresso voltar a funcionar?
Sadly, Pom-Pom can't remember most of what happened right after the Express crashed onto this world. Pom-Pom's memory of those years is like a fogged-up Express window. No matter how hard Pom-Pom tries, Pom-Pom just can't wipe it clean.
Esse visual do Pompom é muito bom.
But it's okay. After passenger Himeko repaired the Express, Pom-Pom got to share a one-of-a-kind journey with all of you.
Como você e a Himeko se conheceram?
How did passenger Himeko appear? That's odd. Pom-Pom can't remember a thing. All Pom-Pom recalls is having a long and fuzzy sleep, then being woken by a knock at the door. And just like that, passenger Himeko was on board. The day passenger Himeko knocked, it felt like Pom-Pom was waking up from a dream. The Express's heart started beating again and the lights flickered on one after another.
Você já ouviu falar do nome Grafia?
Grafia? Pom-Pom hasn't. But Pom-Pom always dreams of strangers when Pom-Pom's asleep. They seem to be bustling around the Express, and there are soft clinking and clanking sounds, just like the sound of stars twinkling. But every time Pom-Pom wakes up, their faces slip away. Pom-Pom is only left with a warm and comforting feeling, knowing someone had taken good care of Pom-Pom.
Vou ter que ir, então.
Safe trip. Pom-Pom will take good care of the Express while you're away.
Fale com a Himeko que se prepare para partir. Olha, eu quero muito que o Pompom tenha algum desenvolvimento... Sei lá, tenha um desenvolvimento... Tipo, mostre um pouco dele interagindo com a Himeko no passado. Na próxima versão, quem sabe? Seria legal.
Just in time. I've talked to Madame Pearl.
Ver que ele não é só um bichinho fofo,
She
sabe?
will handle all the arrangements for your passage, so you can enter the world in Canvas to find my ancestor Grafia.
Quando é pra eu ir?
Actually, I hoped you could take some time to rest first. Once you've fully rested, you may make your way to the dock in Seafeld City. Madame Pearl has a special ship waiting for you there.
Oh, navio.
It will take you to the border between this world and the world in Canvas, a place known as Inkford Hermitage. That's your final stop before entering the world in Canvas, a place to gather your supplies and rest up before you set out on the journey ahead. I know you'll have to go alone this time, but I don't think it'll be dangerous. After all, That realm was created by Graphia, my ancestor. The thought of it makes me feel calm, in a strange but comforting way. If you get to meet her, please give her my regards.
Você tem certeza que não quer vir?
I am indeed quite curious. I'd love to see this ancestor of mine for myself, and hear her story in her own words. But someone must stay here and keep watch. Madame Pearl wishes to confer with me and General Yao Guang about our next steps in dealing with
Acho que faz
Asat Pramad.
sentido.
So I'll be entrusting
Mas
this
Himeko,
mission
pelo amor
into
de
the
Deus,
world in canvas
não
to
faça
you.
nenhuma loucura.
Go ahead. Set out once you've rested up. I'll be here with Welt and the others, awaiting.
Ai, cortei. Fique dentro do Express e não saia daqui. É só isso que eu peço. Se acontecer alguma coisa com você, eu vou ficar um pouco chateado. Aí o detetive aí, ó.
In other words, that woman wants you to take Shuhu and jump straight into the Veracity and leave the rest to the Eon's stomach acid? And this is between me and him, right? Why are you tagging along?
Relax. I'll say my goodbyes and be gone. A dignified funeral, If you ask me, this ending is indeed grand enough.
I don't care about any of that.
Dá pra ver como a Silva tá bem incomodada com essa ideia. Eu também acho
There's only
loucura.
one thing I care about. Does he have to die?
Here's a piece of advice, little combat.
Filhotinha.
Whether he lives or dies is his choice. That's the one thing you don't get to decide for him.
It has landed.
What?
Nothing. Just a seabird landing on the rocks. A blade forged of mortal steel cannot sever an undying fate. If Shuhu is to be put down, the options are few. And that Leviathan is one of them.
In time, people will say this. The culprit of the Juming gave his life for the greater good and plunged into the abyss alongside the abomination.
I'm not as noble as you make it sound. Many years ago, you invited me to join the Galaxy Rangers.
Ah, então ele convidou mesmo pra
I
ir pra
refused for one reason.
nos Vigia da Galáxia. Achei que ele tava só zoando.
I'm a petty man. I was never born to carry some greater good. This is between Shuhu and me. Nothing more.
Can't argue with that. A Galaxy Ranger through and through. Well then, I won't say anything more.
Blade, you sure about this?
For years, death has clung to me like a curse, etched into my bones. If there is a chance to make a god feel the same pain, I would do it, even if this body is reduced to ash. As for everyone else, there's no need to drag them into this. We'll proceed as Yao Guang proposed. Bury Shuhu at the end of the world in canvas.
Mas assim, se a voracidade
Taking me with
comer
him. And
essa
let
carne
the
do churro e
veracity
devorar o
dissolve
Blade
us
junto,
both.
essa coisa não pode renascer? Ou não?
Take care.
Essa coisa no caso o Ouroboros, né?
How about you stay as well? You might as well see it through to the end with us.
Planarcadia has bigger problems that need my attention. Your instincts were right. That meanie pulling strings from the shadows is none other than Asat Pramad.
Who else would want to kick a Ha's head like a ball?
So, I need to get back and finish my job.
Investigating a Lord Ravager sounds like a job you don't come back from.
Therefore, it also pays very
Por isso
well.
também paga muito bem.
Then here's hoping you live long enough to collect your payment.
Aí, o La Mancha é mó legal. Esse cara é gente boa. Quer dizer, o Oashi veio, né?
Every time, when it's just the two of us, you go quiet.
You know what I'm going to say. The seabird's flown off. It's time for us to go too.
E voltamos pra esse buraco de novo.
The terror slumbering at the heart of Planarcadia is Ouroboros.
After the swarm disaster, the Veracity vanished, never to appear again for more than 700 Amber eras. Their last rumored sighting was 500 years ago.
History fictionologists claim that Ouroboros lies in wait at the edge of the cosmos, guarded by their children, awaiting the day of their return.
I've heard that story before, but it wasn't about the edge of the cosmos. It was Pier Point. They say that the preservation is nothing more than a facade, and the IPC is, in truth, a cult devoted to the Veracity.
Eita.
Organic life has quite the imagination. They've said other things, too. That Louis Fleming seeks to ascend as the Eon of Wealth. That the Council of Mundanites are mere hounds of Dr. Primitive. That the Marketing Development Department colludes with the destruction, turning a blind eye to the spread of Stellarons. Such rumors are endless. I believe the General should be able to tell which are true and which are not.
I've never heard the last one, so let's assume it's the only one that's true.
Ixi. Venha pro meu lado. Só mais passo.
Such terrible breath. Once this Leviathan awakens, the Arcadia's destruction would be all but instantaneous.
For now, this remains conjecture. The sealed remains appear to be a husk that Ouroboros once shed. Why it's here, and how it's connected to the elation, remain unknown. Yet even a fragmented remnant of an Eon is a threat that can't be ignored. The calamity of the Leviathan must not be allowed to re-emerge in this world.
Naturally. That is why I'm here. And it's about time for the two Nameless to arrive. Oh, you're just on time.
General Yao Guang, as instructed, warding talismans have been placed at over a dozen sites across Planarcadia.
My thanks. It was Mr. Yang's talent of creation out of nothing that allowed us to reproduce dozens of plumes and complete the deployment with such speed.
Talento.
Now, with Yin and Yang aligned, and all four aspects in place, as long as we set up the last formation core, the Decalite reflection barrier will be complete.
Reflexão Decaluz.
Using the divine
esse?
eye of the Spiritus to weave a giant web, one that ensnares countless possible futures. General, have you truly made up your mind?
Though Shuhu has been eradicated, the signs of doom have not faded. On the contrary, they grow ever clearer. After much consideration, the source can only be this restless corpse.
One crisis is yet to pass, and another is already upon us. The Arcadia's ley lines were already riddled with scars, and now even the ancient tree's seal is starting to loosen. While Evanesia is asleep, someone must take up her duty to guard this place.
But defending isn't the way of the hunt. If you don't want to become the prey, you must become the hunter.
General, do you intend to go on the offensive and suppress the remains of the Veracity?
How could I? The Joy Seeker could barely confine that husk using the Abundance's ambrosial arbor as its cage. I'm not that arrogant as to place myself alongside the gods. I'm not here to guard against an Eon, but against a lesser menace. Lord Ravager Asat Pramad. This barrier is prepared for him.
Asat Pramad has been meddling with the game from the shadows. His intentions unclear. We know little about him or the veracity. By chance, however, a friendly citizen has provided us with intel.
Ouroboros' remains are in Ahatopia, aren't they? Silence is an answer in itself. I've seen that reaction too many
Então,
times.
essa relação essa Kushiba também, velho. Será que ela trabalha com esse maluco ou não?
I'm not surprised that you were the first to discover it. You were in the Torn Scroll too. The probability of you noticing was 24%.
That's a little low, don't you think? I'd put it at well over 90.
What I don't understand is this. There were countless ways to verify your hypothesis. Yet you chose the most unconventional one. You bypassed security and broke into the building to confront me in person. What is your objective?
This is no confrontation. It's a warning, Madam Pearl. I'm a security officer, and there is only one reason I'm here. While everyone else is fixated on the Phantasmoon games, only the Department of Aberration Defense is watching other places.
Like the location where the new Herald of Death case was closed?
Correct. The incident involved 4 Daybreak warriors, 3 nameless, 1 detective, and 1 officer. But just moments ago, a 10th set of footprints appeared at the scene.
After the investigation, we learned that the traces were left deliberately. A blatant provocation.
The Lord Ravager bent on destroying the Elation came uninvited. Make no mistake. Planarcadia is a stage he chose with care, and drawing the Abundance into the fray was hardly a whim.
Our top priority is to dispose of Shuhu's flesh properly to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands and causing another calamity.
That said, we cannot afford to ignore Asat Pramad's next move.
This giant web is prepared for that very purpose. Once the entire planet is folded into the divination's trajectory, under the gaze of the Omnitia, all possibilities will be laid bare.
Certo. E...
When that time comes, he won't wish to leave any footprints behind.
One final question. Why did the Lord Ravager choose to visit this place? Does he have an ulterior motive? Or is this merely some twisted joke?
That question should be left to the professionals. Don't forget, we have a detective who can't seem to rest. Let's hope the accumulation of variables can tip the scales in our favor.
Tá, ponto de vista do Ashveio.
And so, the people set out, and the gondola bound for distant lands set at the end of the world. The Elation once again declared war upon the Veracity. K, frail little humans! Ouroboros split their mouth wide open.
Tá, imagem bonita.
Whoever can fill my whole mouth with but a single thing shall receive a reward. The fool known as the Shepherd captured a comet, but it wasn't even enough to fill the gap between the Veracity's teeth.
O pastor.
The bartender Braji opened the wine cellar, yet they only grew drowsy, drifting off to sleep. And en route, he crept up to the Veracity's ear and told them a corny joke. The Veracity pondered it for 10 amber eras, then burst into laughter at their own amusement. En route spread his hands and said, "See? I filled your mouth with laughter."
Then what happened?
A lata de lixo contando piada.
Then the Veracity said, "Are you kidding me?" And with that, they opened their gaping maw and tore en route to pieces.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Those are the facts, my inquisitive auditor. If you want to hear more stories, you're welcome to discuss with your classmates.
We came here to investigate the Veracity and Asat Pramad, but all we got were stories that only a 3-year-old would believe.
Rumors don't just appear out of thin air. It's just a matter of how much truth you think they hold.
At least 90% of that was made up.
Sometimes that last 10% is all you need.
Concordo. Essa outra aqui tá muito feliz dançando ali.
Plenty of bystanders around. Let's hear what they have to say.
Notas do detetive. Caso da voracidade desaparecida. Aqui, ó. O pastor. Esse cara conjurou cometas para alimentar a voracidade. Parece um conto de fadas. Brad. Há muitos bartenders na taverna do riso, mas ela é a mais famosa. Dizem que ela ainda não pagou a conta daquela vez que arrombou a adega. A caminho, alimentar um leviatã com piada sem graça. Ideia maluca. Duvido que muito que os trocadilhos dele sejam suficientes para saciar a voracidade. Tá, vamos ver essa ponta firme então.
They say a dull pen beats a sharp memory. My memory's dull, and my pen's not much better.
Then you must have a lot of stationery?
A kindred spirit. Miss, it seems you're one of us as well. I've met far too many fools who can't even read. Oddly enough, those of us who truly love learning are the rare ones. Interested in studying the knowledge of the laughter? I have a reference book here. You can have it.
Tá. Passeio de um dia pelo mundo âmbar cobrado por segundo. Sonho remanescente do primavel império rumo à boca da voracidade. Todos são hidrila. Diga não a Ouroboros, o antigo leviatã que sobreviveu à guerra do crepúsculo, dizem ter perseguido a até as raízes da árvore imaginária. Um tolo chamado Akamiyo tentou confirmar a veracidade da história, mas infelizmente não conseguia correr tão rápido quanto a e acabou sendo capturado e devorado. Quem podia imaginar que dentro do ventre da voracidade existia um mundo maravilhoso? A voracidade era tão gigantesca que as vidas incontáveis anteriormente devoradas haviam estabelecido seus próprios reinos nas paredes de seu estômago.
Sinistro. This feels completely made up. But, thanks anyway.
Oh, please. Thank the seniors. To compile this book, they offended every eon they possibly could, and narrowly escaped death at the hands of each and every one of them.
Foi o monarca que escreveu esse livro.
Me, I'm just the one who keeps the books circulating.
Acorda, cara, acorda.
You two asking about the veracity? You thinking about walking that path?
Trilhar o caminho da voracidade.
Walk the path of veracity? Do I need to eat everything in sight?
You got it. It's always dream big. Some were bulldozers, some are.
Cara, aquele NPC é estranho, velho. Não sei se é porque ele é careca ou é porque ele é verde, mas não sei. Parece o Hulk.
O Hulk? Can you talk normal? Stop gulping for air.
I swore to become a veracity path. Finally, I'll pinch my nose and...
Ouroboros?
Nah.
Só tristeza.
Very regret.
Pular um pouco dos diálogos desse cara, porque senão...
Enough already.
I'm telling you, it was all bluff.
Senão não vou aguentar não.
Dorothy, the veracity wasn't looking. Roll up everything and poof! They were gone. I already found.
You should be putting this much effort into your studies.
A lata de lixo lá.
Hey, friends! How was your first day of school?
Oi, fia.
Where were you just now? You opened the door for us and just disappeared. Don't tell me you're up to something again.
Still doubting me? You're breaking Sparkskull's heart here. That whole foolish thing. I took on every emoji in the tavern by myself, fought them all the way to the end of the world, and even wore my mask down to nothing. But But honestly, this place runs on rumors. Aha is being chased by the Veracity. Aha chases the Veracity. We won't get anywhere following stories like this.
Let's go through what we know so far.
Ouroboros, Aha, Ué, mas deixa eu ler não, jogo? Então tá bom. Não quero ler
it's
também
a
não.
complete mess.
So, after a bit of thought, Lady Sparksy came up with a brilliant idea. I borrowed a nifty little gadget from a friend.
Trequinho bem útil.
The Unreal Sparks and Spark! No idea how it works, but apparently this light bulb makes you smarter the moment you put it on. Does this friend know you borrowed it? Asat Pramad has a gun to our heads, and this is what you're worried about? He'll find out one day. Well then, I'll go first.
It, doesn't look very reliable.
Tem certeza, mas...
Are you sure about this?
No worries. If anything goes wrong, the friend in my head will protect me.
Doesn't seem to have any effect.
No, it's working perfectly. I get it now. All of it. No need to dance around.
Não há necessidade. Prolixidade.
Our enemy is a Lord Ravager. There's only one question we need answered. How does Asat Pramad plan to destroy Elation?
Correction. The effect is very obvious.
Judging by Nanook's habit of picking Lord Ravagers, I wouldn't be surprised if Asat Pramad was once a masked fool, and therefore knows Aha's weakness.
Faz sentido.
The Arcadia is like a microcosm of eons and paths. People indulge themselves in fabricated happiness, unable to pull themselves away from it. Many have expressed their concerns. This isn't elation. Aha is playing with fire.
A classic social realist deduction. Old-fashioned. Ooh, but effective.
Yes. The answer is all but revealed. You are Asat Pramad, Sparksy.
Como é que é?
Do you have evidence?
Você tem provas?
Of course. The truth is so simple that everyone overlooked it. The evidence is, you were the first person I met when I got off the express.
No.
If I am Asat Pramad, would you and Grey Hair have been able to walk out of the school alive?
Gente.
Yeah, fair point. Just take that thing off already. That's weird. I thought I was on the right track. Let me give you a lesson. Deduction isn't about people skills. It's about smart tricks and flawless logic. Watch and learn. Sparkle, master of the classic whodunit, has entered the chat. You changed your clothes just for this? First of all, Ouroboros likes to eat. Secondly, whatever they eat disappears completely. Therefore, veracity is also a form of destruction. This is the classic mystery of one culprit, two identities. The one trying to kill Elation is...
Quem tá tentando mandar a euforia de Vasco.
The Lord Ravager, Asat Pramad, played by the Veracity! What am I even saying?
O que eu tô dizendo? Foi burro! Filha da puta!
Classic whodunit. This is more like a classic Who's the Dummy.
I get it now. All this thing does is make wild guesses sound reasonable. So far, that's the most accurate piece of information we've gotten.
No need to be so serious, detective. Why don't you show us what you've got?
Mostra aí o seu molho,
By
você
the way,
não é o cara.
What type of detective are you?
Me? I'm the tough guy type. I don't waste time
mano,
on
admito que
useless details.
A história de Planarcadia é muito engraçada,
velho.
velho. Esses diálogos estão me quebrando.
You're not wrong. Asat Pramad is Nanook's weapon to assassinate Aha. Whatever his plan may be, the target doesn't change. Remember? As far as humanity knows, there are only 3 ways an Eon can fall.
A broader path engulfs a narrower one. Divine warfare between eons. And the third one. What was it again?
Forcing an eon to turn away from their own path.
Tá.
Whichever it is, none of it sounds remotely connected to Planarcadia. So, what makes you so certain Asat Pramad is here on business? Not
because we folks just dug up one heck of a treasure from underground. And in the stories tied to them, we've unearthed more than a few names worth paying attention to.
As notas aí de novo. Numa história bizarra, a caminho uma vez se aventurou nas entranhas. Ah, aqui são as mesmas notas, só que com desse parágrafo para baixo. A caminho?
Right. He's the one I can't stop thinking about. The stories change every time, but they all circle back to the same logic. En route defeated the veracity by some means.
You're right. Then who is this en route? Do you know him?
En route.
Ei, o outro ali atrás.
Of course she does.
Fala, meu nobre. Nosso primeiro palhaço aí que apareceu no
jogo. Everyone in the tavern knows that name. Long ago, its owner grew tired of jokes, cast aside his mask, and walked away. Some say he became a mourning actor. Others say he jumped into IX's black hole. But none of that matters. What truly matters is that you have my unreal Sparks and Spark.
I knew it.
Ah, o troço é dele. Achei que era do Giovanni.
Give it back! That's a big order my client wants immediately.
What do you mean, give it back? It just wandered off, and I happened to find it on the way, so I brought it home. You want it? Here, take it.
Absolutely not. Wait, right now? This doesn't sound like you at all.
No. If it's a no, it's a no. Guess I'll keep it. Bye-bye.
Ele foi embora.
Get back here!
Sir, do you need to hire a...
Hey!
Can you catch her for me?
Of course. I'll have that thing returned to you safe and sound in half a day.
Em meio-dia.
In exchange, I'd like you to elaborate a bit more on what you were saying.
Oh, so that's why you're here. Now, old Sempo's intel isn't cheap. Waiving the fee won't quite cut it, will it?
Name your price. Put it on Pearl's tab.
Coloca na conta da Pearl.
Just kidding. Money talk's boring. Besides, the Astral Express and I go way back. Oh, and
fala seu preço aí, não sei o que vou pagar mesmo.
The en route you're looking for lives up to the name. There's nowhere he can't reach. Only places he hasn't been yet. He's the gold standard of the masked fools. He only shows up where he's least welcome. A morning actor's stage, a friend's wedding, even inside the Veracity's mouth. Oh.
That lines up. Sounds like the origin of the legend. So, he's a friend of yours?
Not a chance! Back when old Sempo was still a kid, En route was already a name in the history books. He left the tavern during the Second Prosperity. They say after hearing 30 trillion jokes, he never laughed again. Before he left, En route said one thing that, at the time, no one cared about. Elation has been dead for a long time.
A Euforia tá morta há muito tempo.
Where did he go after he left the tavern?
The tavern has 10,000 mouths, all telling different stories. All I know is this. He said he was headed for the true world's end, and then he vanished without a trace.
How do you know all this?
Oh, I've been around long enough to have my own channels. Just trust old Sempo. And about catching Sparksy?
Leave it to me. I keep my word.
Então tá, né? Conseguimos mais informações legais aí sobre esse maluco.
Ah, see? You only need that 10% of the story to be true.
The last thing he said was really scary.
So many unanswered questions about En route. He has to be tied to Asat Pramad somehow. but our leads at the tavern have run their course. Let's go pay a visit to another expert next. Oh, speak of the devil.
Falando no diabo.
Only a Cienjo general could have arranged something like this, I suppose.
I'm surprised as well. You've only just left Amphorius, and already you've managed to draw the attention of another Lord Ravager.
Miss Ron May? And Miss Ting Yun?
We're here by General Yao Guang's request. It seems...
Ai, cortei.
At first,
Sem querer.
I only came because the Shenzhou extended an invitation, and it seemed impolite to refuse. Now that I'm here, I see it was well worth the trip. So, let me get to the point. Ouroboros has long been dead. Their death was merely buried beneath layers of secrecy.
Hardly surprising. They disappeared after the swarm disaster, and there are many different opinions on where they went. The Intelligentsia Guild claims the Veracity ate their fill and entered hibernation. I don't buy it. Those scholars are fond of post-meal naps themselves, likely just projecting their own habits.
You seem surprisingly calm, which makes sense. After all, the shadow in your right hand is evidence as well. Why don't you tell everyone what happened to the Galaxy Rangers back on Von Walk?
Von Walk?
Sprightly Von Walk. I've heard there's a particular phenomenon that occurs on that rainforest planet. Plants multiply and grow and are then harvested like wild grass. A cycle repeating every few decades. Almost identical to the Phantom Moon games.
But how are the two connected? When you hear plants and growth, shouldn't that make you think of abundance? Huh. Wait.
It seems you figured it out. By coincidence, abundance is another thing the two worlds have in common.
When coincidences pile up, they cease to be coincidences, Mr. Ashvale. No. Leader of the Rangers, Mr. La Mancha. Perhaps you could explain this to our nameless friend?
Back on Von Walk, I'd already long since stopped being a ranger. Your conjecture is basically correct, Miss Ron May. You're not the only genius to take life as a subject of study. By the time I arrived, the atavistic experiment was already approaching its final phase.
Era óbvio.
Dr. Primitive had set its sights on an ancient Leviathan.
É óbvio que esse maluco tem que estar envolvido, né?
Beneath Von Walk's surface, there also lay the remains of the Veracity.
You stopped him.
The Rangers stopped him. Back then, Mr. N was still human.
Ah, então foi nessa época aí que o N virou esse macaco.
Now, deep beneath Ahatopia, another corpse of the Leviathan lies buried. If I'm not mistaken, there are countless other worlds carrying out the same ritual. Aha sealed Ouroboros' body among the stars, suppressed it with abundance, siphoned the power of the Path of Veracity, and called it a game.
Interessante.
This is what people call the Phantom Moon games.
Uh-huh. Why would they do such a thing?
You may remember, the Express once delivered a Leviathan's carcass to me. That wasn't the only one in my collection. By arranging remains from different eras in sequence, I discovered something rather intriguing. At a certain moment over 1,000 Amber eras ago, just as Akivili began traveling in pursuit of their ideal, all creations of the Veracity lost the same organ. Their taste buds.
What does that imply?
The purpose of consumption changed. Be they spawns, depth crawlers, or void song whales, their genetic markers encoding gustatory organs vanished entirely. Creatures walking the path of Veracity became nothing more than biological black holes, consuming without discrimination. This was not natural evolution. Through the simulated universe, I identified the point of divergence in history. A concept had disappeared from the path of Veracity. Consider this. What do taste buds provide?
Yummy flavors?
Precisely. Savoring something's aftertaste is an act of elation.
So Aha stole the original Primum Mobile of the
Nossa, mas
Veracity?
o Aha também tá usando e abusando da voracidade, hein? O cara tá
The
nem
simulated
aí.
universe proves nothing on its own, but the primal desires of life have always been entangled. Think of it as my intuition. The conflict between the eons of elation and veracity stretches all the way back to primordial times.
How many people know about this?
There used to be 2. I only told Yu Qing to. Now there are 5. After this, I can't be sure.
Exploit the old conflict between Aha and Ouroboros to ignite a divine war, or allow intersecting paths to devour one another. Of the 3 known ways to kill an Eon, the Arcadia fulfills at least 2. Now who still thinks Asat Pramad is here on vacation?
But you still haven't explained where it came from.
You mean the shadow? It has nothing to do with Funwalk.
Oh?
Call it a twist of fate. This isn't my first encounter with the Astral Express, nor my first time dealing with a Lord Ravager when my home was destroyed by Zulo. I had a brief encounter with a former navigator.
A navigator of the Express?
Navegador?
Yes. Starseer, I see. He'd already retired by then. He was the one who told me about the Shadow. According to IC, it was one of many remnants left behind when the Express first carved paths along the edges of the cosmos. I led the Rangers to suppress the Shadow, and devised the plan to assassinate Zulo. But I never learned why it was there in the first place.
Don't you find it strange, Mr. Ashvale?
Strange?
When coincidences pile up, they cease to be coincidences. Like an experiment with results that are too perfect, it's enough to send a chill down your spine. If you don't mind, let's walk through the whole thing once more. Earlier, what did you 2 uncover in the tavern?
Someone suspected to be Asat Pramad knew about the Veracity's secret. Before disappearing, he said he was headed for the end of the world.
And then? Who did he say the Shadow belonged to?
A former navigator. The Shadow was a remnant left behind when he charted the cosmos.
If the world's end isn't the tavern, then where is it?
I don't know if anyone can answer that question. Not even Akivili.
Oi?
Wait. Don't tell me.
En route only goes where he isn't welcome. After leaving the tavern, he went to the Astral Express.
Ih, caralho. Será que ele tá lá agora?
The game is over.
Asat Pramad? Quer dizer, cabeça de dado? Senhor Devastador, Asat Pramad voltou. O riso, mas ele piada. A caminho rumo ao verdadeiro fim do mundo, Expresso Astral. Faz tempo, velho amigo. Eita porra, começou. Começou!
I have to say, not many people can make me change my plans.
Eu vou... Tá, mesmo eles chamando Asat Pramad, eu vou chamar só de cabeça de dado. Mas é o nome mais fácil pra mim.
Whether in the past or present, you've always been one of them.
So, it is you.
You know how it is, kid.
Inimigo novo?
I've always enjoyed arriving uninvited.
Olha o design dessa máscara, que da hora. Ok. Agora meu ponto de vista, né? Chegamos na cidade do Yoda, mais uma vez.
Pearl said she would arrange a ferry to pick us up at the Seafeld City dock. The place we're going to holds clues about Graphia? Really?
It is an honor to, well, shall I say,
be of service to you again.
Oba.
To be honest, when Madame Pearl invited you to visit the Prolux Tower, I was supposed to be your guide. I ended up being replaced by a total fraud. My name is Feld. By order of Madame Pearl, I will be escorting you to your destination.
Cara, toda vez que chega alguém pra ajudar ou guiar a gente, né, que devia ter esse papel. Na primeira vez foi a Sparkle. Na segunda foi a Nahilux. Agora acho que dessa vez pelo menos é de verdade, né?
Será? You are too kind. I followed the battle in Seafeld City very closely. Serving a hero such as yourself is a true privilege. I assume Madame Pearl has already briefed you on our destination?
Ela só me disse pra vir aqui.
I see. It so happens that Madame Pearl is tied up with an unforeseen event, so allow me to brief you in her stead. The destination of our boat journey is a hotel known as Inkford Hermitage.
Retiro Purificado.
It is situated at the end of a Dovebrook tributary that ultimately flows into the sea. It is one of the points where the world in canvas intersects with reality.
A Grafia morava lá?
Yes, to be precise, she lived there 1,000 years ago. Legend says the miraculous canvassing of the mortal world
Falando
happened
nela,
there.
olha que apareceu.
Would Madame Pearl, a die-hard fan, pass up a sacred site like that?
Aí, amigo, a mulher que roubou o seu posto de guia lá na torre. Senhorita Elsa.
Word is that Madame Pearl just flicked her wrist, signed a check with an astronomical figure, and bought the whole plot of land. She also snatched up every single piece of Graffia's lost works she could find without bothering to verify their authenticity. Whew, I guess money really does let you do whatever you want. That's not even the half of it. I don't know where her obsession comes from, but she's dead set on the idea that Graffia is still alive. If she gets even a whiff of anything remotely related to Graffia, she's got her people on it at the snap of a finger. But all they could find were Imagine knockoffs. Random, pretty redheads based on nothing but imagination. I bet her reaction went something like this. Objective. Locate the original. Error. Detecting excessive quantity of low-quality merchandise.
You! I remember you! You're that fraudster from Prolux Tower!
Prolux Tower? I've never set foot in that place in my life.
Oh, I know it's you. I've seen the footage. You're wearing the exact same outfit.
Oh, a slip-up in an otherwise perfect plan. Relax. Your job is safe this time.
Cut it out, you scoundrel. You can't talk your way out of this. Who exactly are you?
Essa aqui é a autora do Fofurinha.
This is the author of Fluffy Across the Blue, Blurry QR Cult.
Huh. Is that so? My apologies. How rude of me. Miss Colt, it's an honor to finally see the face behind the work. Please pardon my yelling.
Olha, amigo, mesmo ela sendo a autora do negócio, isso não muda o fato de que ela roubou o seu emprego da última vez.
Ladrão!
Você também tá indo pra lá?
Well, yes. Would you believe it if I said I was going on vacation?
Miss Blurry QR Colt, let's be clear. You are being transported under escort. Your current credit balance is in the negative. Madame Pearl has offered you a lifeline by asking you to complete the next volume of the Fluffy.
Ixi, essa situação tá feia, hein, mulher?
Whoa, this is not my fault. Remember Alloy King Pom Pom from Prolux Tower? I tried to put everything on Pearl's tab, but she found out and charged it back to me. Who knew a figurine could be so expensive? It cost me more than my entire savings.
Desde quando você tem economia? Você não acabou de lançar um volume novo? Como ainda tá quebrada?
I went all in on learned coins. There goes my licensing fees and royalties. I lost every single penny.
So you're escorting her to, shall we say, an
Retiro
intensive creative retreat?
Correct. The objective is to deliver the manuscript and clear her debts. The estimated duration is 56 days.
Hear that? It's not a hotel. It's hell. Where you get whipped for not finishing your scripts on time.
Boa sorte, moça. Eu confio no seu potencial.
The boat has arrived. When you're ready, let's begin our journey to Inkford Hermitage. Please, mind your step as you board.
Eu tô bem curioso pra ver como é que vai ser esse gameplay da Hilux, mano. Eu tô botando bastante fé nessa boneca.
We have arrived. This is the snowy shore of the canvas world, Inkford Hermitage.
Oh.
Are those Wispe floating on the water?
Olha, tipo, olha o modelo dessa, o modelo dela, né? A roupa e tal, ela é muito bonita, mano.
They are blocking the boat's route. But no need to panic. Please follow my lead.
Eu acho que além da Evanessa, né, que eu fui pelo visual, né, e tal, eu acho que a Hilux também é outra que eu vou querer muito pegar, velho. Quer dizer, pra ter na conta e tal. Espero que ela tenha um gameplay divertido.
A safe docking. For a second, I thought we were going to hit an iceberg or something.
Eles invadiram o barco. Por que eles estão nos cercando?
They probably sensed your wish power. You are the Phantasmoon Games superstar, no?
Hehe.
Look, one's trying to hitch a ride on you.
Oxi. É, isso aí é um poeirinha. Oi, amigo.
Must have been when we came ashore. Oh, what a devoted fan.
Everyone, welcome to Inkford Hermitage.
Legal.
I was imagining a Benzai Tengoku style manor or something. So you demolished your idol's old residence and replaced it with a luxury hotel.
Of course not. Benzai Tengoku vanished more than 1,000 years ago. The original structure is long lost to time. The IPC only chose this location because this is one of the weakest points between reality and the world in canvas. Many Imaginae are born every day, but just as many ancient lineages of Imaginae hide themselves away in the world in canvas once their wish power dry up. This is the final stop before they enter the world in canvas, and this is where they bid farewell to reality. They rest here, organize memories spanning centuries, and then pass beyond the point of no return.
Quando esse cara tinha falado, estamos indo para um retiro, achei que fosse um lugar com sol e tal, mas eu gosto dessa
Rumor has it that Graphia's soul appears from time to time to guide these weary Imaginae on their path.
There's a sense of parting in the air. No wonder the soul of the mother of Imagenesis feels an attraction for a creator. This must be the finest well of inspiration.
Miss Colt, now that you're in this well too, you ought to make the most of it. Let's go. I'll lead the way.
Olha ele ali, ó. Ah! Vagabundo! Cadê? Olha, caiu fora já. Rapidão, hein? Desgraçado.
Desgraçado! We have arrived. The hotel staff will take over from here. I'll take my leave.
Valeu, amigo. Vamos junto.
Oh, it's freezing. It's cold enough for a typical snowstorm mansion murder mystery. Anyone here? Hello?
Cara, essa mulher tem algum parafuso a menos e eu acho isso incrível, velho. Não sei porquê.
My apologies for the late welcome.
Que personagem boa.
Oh, no wonder it's so cold. It's an actual snow wispe.
Bloquinho de neve.
Hello there, little one.
I am the lobby manager, Casper. You have a very high body temperature. Please, try not to overheat the room.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am the popular comic artist, Blurry...
the former comic artist, Miss Nihilux.
Ex-artista.
Oh, my true name is gone, just like that. Oh wait, did you say former?
The big shots upstairs gave me a heads up. You are now an asset of Perlux Corp. You'll be staying here until you finish your next volume. Every guest in this hotel is an Imaginae with quite a history. That Arcadian over there? That's a former superhero.
Which one? Never heard of him.
That one over there is one of the oldest strangelings. They're a former Kappa. These days, they work as the hot springs manager.
A Kappa? Didn't that lineage of Imagine go extinct when the IPC first arrived?
There are still a few survivors that slipped through the net. As for Casper myself, I am a former frost giant.
Ah, ex-gigante de gelo.
Little old me was once a tall, mighty, and majestic giant. Of course, that was back in the Cinder Age.
So you're basically an antique who knows a bunch of old secrets. What corner did they dig you out of?
Desenterraram?
From a block of ice. It is sad how a giant block of ice melts into tiny pieces over time. I have forgotten the names of most of my friends. And I have not tasted a crispy, charred Void Ranger in a long, long while now.
Eu sou inomado. Prazer.
Indeed, another glittering nameless.
Outro?
Another? How's that?
That is a secret.
Tá bom então. Fala aí sobre a grafia,
Sightings
vai.
of Lady Graphia are as common as the snowflakes here. Ever since the news spread that her soul would reside at the hotel, all those Imagine who mimic her and the weirdos who insist they have a connection to her have flocked here. You see, they all claim they have some sort of connection to her, or hold some secret about her.
I bet they're just trying to scam people out of wish power and credits. Just like all those people who swear they're AHA.
You're not wrong. But whenever the higher-ups ask for a report, little old Casper here can always pad it out and hand over a long list of names. Nameless. Good luck with your inquiries. Bye now.
Grafia e grafia.
Você é tão engraçado.
Bom, eu quero falar com a Ana Hilux direto, mas não tô afim de conversar não.
So, you're here looking for Graphia's whereabouts on behalf of that Intellitron executive. I think it's unlikely that the mother of Imagenesis will see her.
Por quê?
If she wanted to see her, it would already have happened. The IPC has practically turned the world and canvas upside down. You know this, right? Over 140 years ago, they brought in hackers from Punklord and did everything they could to blast open the passage between reality and the world in canvas. I think disturbing her world in canvas like that must have upset the mother of Imagenesis.
Ah, eu também ficaria chateado. Quem me pediu pra vir aqui foi uma amiga da Grafia.
A friend of Graphia's? Just how long has that person been alive? So that friend wanted you to find Graphia, but they didn't tell you how.
Além de um único pedido de despedida, Evanescence não teve tempo de deixar para trás nenhum objetivo ou orientação. Mas isso não quer dizer que ela não deixou nada.
The only thing Avanessia left that could be a token is the mask she painted herself, right?
Você tem alguma ideia?
Normally, I'd suggest you play that little snow puffball for info. That good luck with your inquiries line definitely had a subtext. But since you're asking for a bright idea, you must have heard that in a certain corner of the universe, there's a mysterious ritual that can summon historical figures to the present day. The Holy Grail War!
A Guerra do Santo Graal. Como assim? Eu já tive uma.
Oh, right! That was your big adventure in Penacony. Oh, how nice. I hope Planarcadia holds one too.
Vai ter uma Guerra do Santo Graal em Planarcadia, é isso que eu tava imaginando mesmo.
Then I don't need to explain the method. First, we need a catalyst. Do you have Graphia's brush or palette? Doesn't look like it. No matter, Miss Cult has got you covered. We use leyline resonance. This hotel is built on Graphia's former home. It still has a connection to her, like that vibrant golden tree. Wait,
você não tá caindo nessa, né? E vai funcionar?
I was just kidding. Sorry. I was just trying to lift the mood. Oh, honestly, I'm a chronic deadline misser who can barely save her own skin. How am I supposed to help you?
I've heard enough. Break time is over, Miss Nihilux.
Now that you understand your situation, stop wasting time. Start drawing!
I just checked in and I have to work already? I'm not some fully automated painting Mechatron. You do know that, right?
A Mechatron can run for hundreds of hours straight. You cannot. That's exactly why every second counts. Now right this second, start increasing your value as a quality asset.
Nossa, essa daí tá muito ferrada. Tá em mouse.
This is kidnapping!
Tchau, moça. Até uma próxima aí.
Help me!
A gente se vê daqui a 2 meses quase. 53 dias,
has
né?
a point. If that Casper guy is a survivor from the Cinderth Age, maybe he really does know something. Anyway, I'll start by asking around here.
Encontre Gaspar.
Casper? Are you there?
Nope.
Não, eu não tô.
I'm not.
Não tem ninguém!
E amigo?
You found me, current nameless. I knew you'd come to ask about Lady Graphia. But if I try too hard to remember things from such a long, long time ago, my soft, squishy head starts to throb, and then I start melting. Drip, drop, drip, drop. So much of my memory feels like it's shrouded in a blizzard, and I can't see anything clearly. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can help you.
Tá, então vamos brincar na neve. Pode ser?
A snowball fight? The game, the name, it feels so familiar. It feels like I had snowball fights every single day a long time ago. Shaping the snow into balls and flinging them at whatever strange intruders came barging in. Well then, come at me, Nameless. I'm a snowball fight veteran.
Você quer brincar na neve? Brincar na neve é tão legal. Passar o tempo assim é animal.
Eu me diverti bastante.
Phew. Things from the Cinderth Age are still a bit blurry, but I definitely met Lady Graphia. I had snowball fights with her.
É como ela era?
She was a great painter who led us in snowball fights. She'd even paint portraits for everyone. Back then, when we wanted to see her, we'd go to her doorstep, light the ground lamps, and shout, "Snowball fight!" Then Lady Graphia would poke her head out of the window upstairs, unfurl the scroll, and whoosh! Slide right down into the snow. Then we'd have snowball fights against the Void Rangers together, under the giant moon. If we won, I got to swallow the Void Rangers whole. They were so
Era tão
crispy and
gostoso.
tasty.
Você consegue se lembrar de mais alguma coisa?
There was someone else. Just thinking about them makes my blood boil. He was a snowball fight master. I remember one time, 8 of us teamed up to challenge him. But that guy knocked us all down with his snowballs like it was nothing. All from so far away. 6 of my friends were lying on the ground, feeling beat. Losing the game got everyone so down that no one uttered a word. As for me, I think I got hit right in the neck. I saw my own giant body thud onto the ground, and my chin felt ice cold.
8 people in the Phantasmoon games? Perhaps Snowball Fight is a euphemism for the Cinderth Age Wars? So in that round of the Phantasmoon games, Graphia must have fought a terrifyingly powerful opponent. It seems only she and Casper survived the fight.
Você viu ela desde então?
I saw her once. Just once. By then, Ahatopia had already been transported into the canvas. It was so quiet and lonely. I couldn't find my other 6 friends, but I remembered where Lady Graphia lived. So, I went to her front door again, lit the ground lamps and shouted, "Snowball fight!" It felt like only a second had passed. Just the blink of an eye, yet somehow it also felt like forever. At last, I saw her drift out. She held me and cried, saying, "I'm sorry, and you've done well," over and over. It was just one lost game. We could have just won it back some other time, but that was the last I saw of her.
Valeu, amigo.
I only shared some memories of a snowball fight. If it helped you, Nameless, then I'm happy. That's about all Casper can remember. If you're still up for fun and games, come find me for another snowball fight sometime.
Eu volto sim, fazer a gente brincar mais pouco.
So, to summarize, Casper likes to light the ground lamps and call for her near Graffia's old home. Now, where can I find those ground lamps?
Aqui, ó. Se não tiver ninguém olhando, eu vou pegar emprestado, né? Obviamente. Tecnicamente, não se deve mover os itens do cenário sem permissão. Mas em uma crise dessas, quem vai ligar de algumas lâmpadas dá uma sumida, né? É temporário, pô. É temporário. Já vou devolver.
These two little lamps don't look reliable at all. Whatever. It's not like I have any other way.
Guerra de bola de neve.
Who dares disturb my 1,000-year slumber? Not only will I refuse to grant you 3 wishes, I shall also lock you in my canvas to suffer in my stead!
Você tá viva ou morta?
Thanks for the invite.
Tá tão engraçado hoje, seu filho de uma...
I'm not quite dead yet, but I don't feel alive either.
Cara, eu falei, essa mulher tem muito problema, mano.
I'm testing the deadline. I snuck out. This mountain path is so quiet and secluded. Ooh, what a great spot for a night stroll. Listening to the calming sound of the springs. Who knows? Maybe my inspiration will flow again like these walls.
Tá, moça, qual é o seu objetivo, vai? Eu vou gritar.
Give me a break. I really am just looking for inspiration out here. Look at this old stone statue. Ooh, doesn't it look like Himekat? I just reached the real versus fake Himekat arc in my comic. Let me pay my respects. Maybe Graphia will bless me with enlightenment.
Acho que nem preciso me esforçar, moça. Dá uma olhadinha aí pro lado,
Miss
rapidão.
Colt, when did you sneak out?
That was fast.
Vixe, tá ligeiro, hein?
I let my guard down for just 1 second, and corporate asset, I mean Miss Colt, escaped. Now that's scary.
No way are you running away and taking our jobs with you. Good thing this kind lady spotted where you were
será que
headed.
essa daí é a
Otherwise, you might have
Grafia?
slipped away for real.
Let's go. Back to the room to finish your work.
Come on, not again. Little raccoon.
Tá, ela é arrastada, deixando apenas seus gritos prolongados de socorro ecoando pela encosta. Moça, vai com Deus.
Being an artist sure is grueling. I remember being held in a room and watched by 6 or 7 people too. I wasn't allowed to leave until I finished painting either.
Porque você ainda tá aqui?
You're asking me? Weren't you the one searching so desperately for me? My name is Murata Graphia, guardian of the world in canvas. It is a pleasure to meet you, Nameless of the Astral Express.
Assim, bom saber que pelo menos os NPCs eles estão começando a dar uma trabalhada melhor neles, porque por mais que eu goste muito de Anforeus tem uns NPC que eu vou te contar, viu?
You're saying... You are Graphia? She really does look a lot like Himeko.
Você consegue provar que é você mesmo?
Child, you were the one who lit the ground lamps, were you not? If memory serves, that was the secret signal my old friends used to call for me. I simply answered the call, yet you doubt my identity. How strange. Let me think. I believe I know why you've come to find me. the arbitrator of the Phantasmoon Games, asked you to tell me that our old enemy, the Demon Lord from Beyond, has returned. Am I correct?
Você sabia disso?
Since Ahatopia's in canvassing, Evanesia and I agreed to guard reality and the world in canvas separately, never to meet again. But over the past 1,000 years, I often hoped we might reunite in some way. Who would have thought, when word of her finally reached me again, there'd be no warm greetings, but instead only an impending crisis. You must have many questions.
Várias. Na real, o que exatamente aconteceu há 1000 anos? Acho que é uma boa pergunta.
You certainly have a lot of questions. But before I enlighten you, during the Sindirth Age, that demon lord from beyond once took the form of a friend to infiltrate the resistance, causing catastrophic casualties.
Eu precisei saber se você é real e agora você precisa saber se eu sou real.
Do you carry a token from Evanesia?
Símbolo? Só tem isso aqui, ó, na minha cabeça.
She painted a supplicant's mask for you.
Isso significa que agora você vai me contar tudo? Ela devolve a máscara pra você.
The secrets you seek are many and tangled. Perhaps I should start by telling you a story. 1,000 years ago, the legions of the demons from beyond descended upon Ahatopia, marking the beginning of the Sindirth Age. For the destruction, taking a life is easier than brushing aside a feather. Among the countless victims, a baby girl was saved by a painter from the brink of death. He took her in as his daughter and named her Graphia. To protect his daughter, the painter kept her confined to their home. While the fires of disaster swept across the land, Graphia lived in seclusion. Until one day, a falling star streaked across the dark sky, and a deafening roar shattered the silence of the wasteland. Unable to contain her curiosity, the young girl slipped out of the house to follow the sound, and so she saw it. Beneath the cold phantasmoon, a tower of infinity stood on the mountain range at the edge of the horizon.
Torre do Infinito.
This tower had countless windows and rose section by section, slender and tall. More than an actual tower, it looked like a wounded iron dragon that had fallen to the earth.
Então essa é a origem do nome Murata?
Indeed. That tower, which stood only for a moment, was the crashed Astral Express. And Graphia's family name, Murata, came from the wondrous sight she saw. At the time, the wrecked train was surrounded by countless abominable monsters. Amidst these foul enemies, a few warriors in strange attire fought tirelessly. But they fell, one by one,
a neve piscando ali no
unable
canto.
to withstand the endless tide of monsters.
Não sei se vocês estão conseguindo perceber, mas... ai.
Mas, Shostas, eu tô de olho em tudo! Eu posso encontrar todos os erros do mundo!
It was only much later that Graphia understood that those who fought and died for Ahatopia shared a common name. The Nameless, who walked the path of the Trailblaze. That was the day that Graphia stepped into the mortal world. Her life as the mother of Imogenesis began. In a long, drawn-out war, fought at a severe disadvantage. She was forced to seek the aid of the Phantasmoon Games, attempting to use the mighty power of an Aeonic ritual to lock the terrifying demon lord from beyond within a limited battlefield. This was also the first time in the history of the Phantasmoon Games that the 8 supplicants joined forces to confront a powerful enemy from beyond, the Lord Ravager, Asat Pramad.
Ela ganhou?
She lost. Graphia did not win the Phantasmoon Games, nor did she manage to kill Asat Pramad. In the final days of the Sindirth Age, she gathered every ounce of wish power to paint the world into a scroll. Using herself as a nail to steady the canvas, she sealed the Lord Ravager outside.
Ela fez selo capaz de impedir Senhor Devastador?
Yes. As long as the scroll still enshrouds reality, he won't be able to lay a finger on the Leviathan's remains buried
então, no
deep
caso,
within Autopia.
É o selo do churro.
The story is over. I have received Evanesia's message. I also have a token I'd like you to give her. Please, let us journey together to the other side.
A gente vai embora agora?
So, are we leaving right now?
No, there is no need to rush. You have a friend here who is lingering with a heart full of farewells.
You mean... Blade?
Follow this path down to the riverbank of Myriad Wish Grove. You'll find many Wispe gathered there. When you are ready, choose a Wispe. Whisper Graphia's name and your wish to cross over to the other shore. Then release the Wispe into the river. When the time comes, I will bring the ferry to deliver you into the canvas.
Tá.
Graphia vanished.
Que lisa.
How elusive. Anyway, I should head to the riverbank of Myriad Wishgrove first.
E eu vou acabando com esse vídeo por aqui. Nós teremos uma parte 2 aí durante os próximos dias. Então meio que é isso. Vou deixar também para falar a minha opinião geral sobre a missão quando tudo estiver concluído. E bom, eu vou ficando por aqui. Muito obrigado por terem assistido esse vídeo até agora. Deixa um like e se inscreva e a gente se vê numa próxima.